Hey guys, Telemental the Magician here again. Today I wanted to talk about a really cool topic, one of my favorite parts of magic. The human mind is just so strong, it's amazing. The amount of input it takes in and computes and then spits out thoughts and whatever is just unbelievable. It's incomprehensible, really, how much happens in our mind each day. I mean, billions of thoughts, billions of interactions between neurons and everything. It's insane. um, Everything that's ever happened in the world was first a thought. Before it was made reality, it was a thought. It was conceived in someone's brain before it was able to be manifested on the physical plane. It was first engineered in someone's mind and given life and thought about, planned, and only then was it able to be made physical, only by the power of the mind. Today we are going to talk about thought forms. Now, thought forms are essentially beings that are created straight out of your mind, with nothing but the power of your mind to drive them, to give them life. These things are like the coolest part of magic. The idea that you could have a familiar made of nothing but thought that can aid you in many different ways is just the coolest thing in the whole world. Now, this might sound like a really weird concept, but I would encourage you to open your mind a little bit and just be accepting of the benefits that it could produce, because I really think these things can be infinitely useful, and the only limitation to stuff like this is your own mind. These things can do just about anything, but are limited by your mind only. So, on to the benefits. These things can heal you and heal others. You can create one of these things to go forth and heal, go forth into someone else's body and pull out all the negativity that's bringing upon their illness. You can use it on yourself to heal in the same way, both physically and mentally. Thought forms can also be used as like a partner in your magical endeavors. If you don't have anyone else that you can confide in or share your magical progress with, these things are great to just talk to and share your journey, share your progress, and just have somebody to talk to about this type of stuff. Thought forms can also serve as a sort of companion in the astral realms. You can use them to, when you're trying to astral project, you just envision them, and when you can see them clearly, you know that you're in the astral realm, and they can guide you through it because they are created astrally. So therefore, this will be their realm, and they will be able to maneuver and go about and guide you to different places in the astral realm that you would need to go. They can also serve as just a friend. Simply, if you need someone to talk to or let off steam and you don't currently have anyone that is able to listen to you, and or you don't have anyone that you can get honest about certain things with, these are great to just let off steam and talk to, run ideas through, just in case you need a second person's opinion, because usually when you have a question for a friend or whatever, you already know the answer. You just want to run it by someone else and verify. So yeah, these things can be great friends. Sounds a little bit weird, but it really works. Another really cool thing that thought forms can do is communicate with others over long distances. Now, at first, this won't be like a clear communication, but you can impress feelings and memories upon other people from a distance with thought forms. Like the phenomenon of you think, I want this person to call me, and they call you. That's an example of sending them a thought form and impressing their mind with a thought, and them calling you when that happens. So yeah, these things can communicate. They can travel without limits to time. They can communicate over long distances. Eventually, they can even communicate words if the will is strong enough and the thought is strong enough and the emotion behind it is strong enough. They can even communicate directly with whoever you send them to. They also serve as great protectors. They can protect your home, they can protect your physical body, and most importantly, they can protect you mentally. So say for instance, if you are having negative thoughts, or you're just having a thought that you can't get off of your mind, you can call your thought form and say, hey, I have this thought, I can't get it off, can you please block these vibrations from my mind? Can you please blot them out and take them, they kind of like absorb them at that moment, because these things are a part of you. So the thought form, after you ask it, will kind of absorb that negative thought, so it can kind of take those vibrations instead of you being bothered by them. So it's great for defense against psychic attack and things of that nature, and it is great for blocking out negative thoughts that you're having, or just simply thoughts that you don't want to be having at that moment, so you can focus on the task at hand. I truly believe that these things can also manifest physically and bring you physical items that you ask it for. This is a very advanced thought form. It would have to take a long time, a lot of will, a lot of emotion and energy and repetition, but eventually these things really can bring you physical items. So, can you easily create a thought form? Yes, it is super easy. Just think of any kid that has had an imaginary friend. They created it out of pure thought. This is as a thought form. And the scientists, psychologists used to think that if a kid had an imaginary friend, it was kind of a negative thing in their development, and that they were more slowly developing, and that it was kind of a negative aspect. But they are finding out today that kids with imaginary friends are actually developing quicker. They learn better. They're able to communicate better. They have more friends, and they handle conflict and stress more easily. That's because they have this partner that they can run ideas off of. They can, talk about things with, or get through problems more easily, because they know they have someone that is there to help them through it. Even if that person is not real, it still helps them develop. There are many ways to create a thought form, but they all involve time, patience, and repetition. You can do these things as a group, which will create a stronger thought form that is able to do much more demanding tasks than you would making one by yourself. These group thought forms, especially when you are moving into areas like fetching physical items or communicating over long distances, these thought forms created by groups are much better suited to handle errands such as this. Now, before we do anything, we want to decide on a shape for our thought form. You can use various different shapes. A wolf for protection maybe would be good, or even a monster if you're using this as a guard. Find a picture of a monster. You can use, it can be just a ball of energy if you'd like. I prefer using a shape. It just makes it more fun and cool. You also need to decide on a purpose for the thought form before we go any further. You need to decide, okay, will this thought form be for healing? Will this thought form be my friend? Will this thought form be a magical partner for me? Will it be a guide to the astrals? What will this thought form do? You need to decide that and decide what it's going to look like, and you also need to decide the thought form's name. You can name it whatever you'd like. If it corresponds to what your intent is, all the better, but you can really name it whatever you'd like. So the method we are going to use today to make a thought form is very simple. You will need a few things first. The first thing you are going to need is a sort of projector thing. What we're going to be doing is putting a shadow on the wall of our thought form in whatever shape we want it to be. So here's how you make that projector. It's super easy. You won't have any trouble doing it. So to create the projector, just go on the internet or draw whatever shape you would want your thought form to be. In this demonstration, I have chosen an eagle. Cut out the outline and you should be left with something similar to this. Take a plastic bag and cut out one side of it. which will leave you something like this. Take your shape that you cut out and glue or tape it to the piece of plastic, leaving you with something like this. Next, you will need just a small box. You will want to put a small hole in one end and to cut out the other end completely. Tape your plastic bag with the shape on it to the open end of the box. Now when you shine a light through the small opening on the other end, you should see a image like this on the wall, and that is your thought form. So you barely need anything for this ritual. You will need the projector that we just made. You will need a chair to sit in. You will need a way to play music, and you will need a light. The light and way to play music can both be combined into a phone. As personally what I use, it's much easier, and that's all we're going to need for this ritual. Now before we get set up and do the ritual, we just need to do one more thing, and that is to pick out a song. This song should be short, about 5 to 10 minutes, and it should probably have no lyrics. You can pick a song with lyrics, but I would prefer, or I would choose to use one without lyrics, just because they could distract you from what you were trying to do, distract you from your thought form, distract you from the ritual. So pick a song, short, 5 to 10 minutes, and try to pick one without any lyrics that's really catchy, because you want your mind to become easily used to this song and easily be able to remember it. So the setup for this ritual is really easy. Just get your stuff, your chair, your projector, your phone, and you can use a table to put the projector on. It doesn't really matter. You can put it straight on the floor if you want. At that point, just shine your flashlight through the box, and at that point a shadow of your thought form will be projected upon the wall. This will be like the physical representation of your thought form, and it makes it a lot easier to think about this and project your will and your intent at it. So the next step when the shadow is on the wall is to start your music, start your song, start it playing, whatever song you chose. Just get that going, then take a few minutes of silence, get your mind used to the tune, and then just say this short little prayer. O great eternal spirit, I am your creation, pulled forth from the elements and transformed into a conscious being, an extension of your divine imagination. I ask of thee, eternal spirit, lend unto me a shred of your great power, that I too may create life, that I may draw forth light out of the shadows. Protect me this day, sharpen my mind, let me become a worthy reflection of your light. Blessed be. So after you have said the prayer, you just need to sit there until the end of your song and just focus on the reason why you made the thought form. Look at the shadow and really just breathe and imagine as you're breathing in, you imagine power just building in your body and just breathing in life. And as you exhale, you need to picture all the power that you took in from that inhale. As you exhale, siphon that power into your thought form, and that's how you will feed this thing. That's how you will give it life. After the song ends, that's really all there is to the ritual. It's really simple. Repeat it every day for best results. You can do it less, but if you really want to impress this thing on your mind and start reaping the benefits of this magical tool, then you will really want to repeat this ritual every day, maybe even twice a day at first, but soon you will start recognizing how it is helping you, how it's affecting you, in accordance to what your intent was when you first created it. Whenever you need to use your thought form, just call its name. Simply call its name. If it's a protector, just say name on guard. If it's a helper in astral projection, just start meditating and call its name telepathically. If it's for healing, whenever you need to heal somebody or heal yourself, just call the thought form's name. Say, hey, I need you to help me with this. I need to heal this person. I need to heal myself. And the thought form will come. If you need it as a friend, also, you're just talking to it. Just call its name, talk to it, get some shit off your chest, whatever. And that's how you use it. You just call its name and communicate with it, ask it what you need. Like, for instance, whenever I start thinking negative, I'll be like, hey, thought form, can you please like get these thoughts out of my head? Can you help me realize when I'm thinking repetitively like this and help to block these vibrations from my thought patterns? It's as simple as that. Just call its name and ask, and you shall receive. A lot of people think thought forms are really dangerous, like they'll take over your mind, or they'll overpower their creator. But I'm really not sharing this belief. These things require constant upkeep. You're constantly going to be doing these rituals if you want to gain the benefits of these thought forms. So really, if you feel like it's becoming dangerous or becoming too much, all you really need to do is stop doing the ritual. Your mind will forget it really quick. I don't really think these things are dangerous at all, like many people do. The most important thing is have fun. Use these for your practice, use these for your development, spiritually, mentally, whatever. But have fun doing it. Don't take everything so serious. This is magic after all. And it's used to help us, not to get all caught up in seriousness and all that stuff. So if you try the thought form ritual, let me know in the comments how it worked out. I'm going to write a copy of the prayer in the section below, and have fun, guys.